Yes, and so this week's Circus Freak isn't as interesting as last week, but you're still learning a little bit about these individuals, as people. So I find it very interesting. And with the ugly truth, 4th of July is just around the corner, and look. There's some guys that it affects, there's some guys that doesn't affect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you some tips and some tricks on how you can combat the fireworks noise, because let's face it, you don't want to look like a rat, like calling the police or making a big deal, because, hey, let's face it, it's not their issue, it's our issue. And we need to figure out a way to adapt to it. So I got a bunch of things that you could try. So we'll be talking about that. I'll go through, but I don't know about you, but it seems like this week the firecrackers, like they're loud. They're louder than usual.
I agree.
Right? And then after we got that, we have
tribute to the troops, and we're going to do some general
Benjamin was my grandfather's name. They don't have good names like that. Benjamin is anymore. When I hear people's names, it's like they're trying to like I met a girl the other day in drive-through. Her name was obvious. Seriously. Yeah, obvious. It said obvious. And I'm like, it's like people are trying different ways to name. So, well, anyways, hey, check this out. There's many ways that you can listen to us. Hit the NBR app, or you can go online, or HTrain Show, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. All of those social media platforms, we are on there. So make sure that you go there, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have any questions on how to listen to the show, you can check our Facebook page. But other than that, we can't wait for you guys to be with us. This is going to be a funny, good show. Oh, yeah. So whatever you do, we're going to do the Ghostbusters right now. Whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. The HTrain Show coming up. Hey, it's that time. It's that time. We have a great show for you planned on today. Rob isn't in, but guess who we got? We got the Dirty Canadian, DJ Moon. Yes, I was going to say, you got to show up. So, hey, we have a superb show for you. We might even get Rob to give us a call to let us know how he's doing. But let me tell you, we have our first remote coming up in July 11th. It's going to be our first ever remote for this year for NBR ever since the COVID stuff happened. And we will be talking to CBF, the host of this upcoming festival. So we'll be talking to him about why and where and when. So that's who we got on the interview. And then next,
we have What's the Moment is the continuation of the Circus Freak Great shows. We have Ann Jones here to
There is a place very far from this world, and the only way you can get there is through music. Remember, only music can set you free and fill you with energy to life. Be prepared for a new music transformation. Please welcome
Business to make dreams come true.
The HTrain Show.
HTrain Show. On your butt.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting here at the Colorado Media School here in the Belform area here in Lakewood. It is another edition of the HTrain Show, and sitting in for Rob today because Rob is taking the dream motorcycle ride of the lifetime from here to Connecticut.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, you might know her as the Dirty Canadian, or you might know her as DJ Moon from Midnight with her radio show here at MBR, or you might know her as DJ Moon from the Vault. We don't know. But ladies and gentlemen, today she is joining us, and once again, we are here for one mission and one mission only, to show veterans and all of our men and women in uniform all over the world. My name's HTrain, and our special guest co-host is...
DJ Moonlight.
And thank you so much for riding with us, everybody. We have a splendid show for you today planned. We kind of went through the itinerary if you was watching the stream, and I will say there's a couple of people that are watching. I'll give a special shout out. My brother's watching, Stacy and Jeremy Camarella. Best friend Daniel Dean, he's watching. TJ Martinez, David Erb, and our marketing showmanship for the HTrain Show, Charmin Turner. She promotes our shows. Couldn't do what we do without her. So we'll give those quick shout outs real quick. Moon, I'm gonna give you the privilege, the honor to tell us who is our interview of the week today.
Our interview of the week is the COF upcoming festival.
I think that's CDF.
CDF. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I can't spell. I'm not very good with crayons.
Well, we shouldn't give you crayons then. It is the CDF festival, and it's the upcoming. So we do have an interview of the week, and it is... I do not have a name for you. I wish I did.
That is Steve Justice.
Steve Justice.
Steve Justice. He will be joining us, and people, I got to be honest with you. I kind of screwed up a little bit. Everything that has been going on, like family-wise on my side, and traveling and work and everything, I was really bad about getting an interview. So I've kind of pulled that one out of my butt. But the thing is it's just around the corner. July 11th, our first remote. So he's gonna come on the show and talk to us a little bit about what they're doing. And just so everybody knows, anytime that you would like to text or call in, the phone lines are open. That number is on the screen, as you can see, at 720-619-0627. And anytime that you think I'm too loud, or DJ Moon's too loud, or something's just not very loud, feel free to send us a message, because it won't get fixed until you bring it to our attention.
If you want to tell us to keep the F down, we will.
Yeah. So
no, you won't.
The next is the What the Moment. We're continuing our Circus Freak series. It's not as interesting as last week.
I think it's still pretty interesting. We have Ann Jones. She was the bearded lady.
Yeah.
And at that time, if you are a bearded lady, you can make a ton of money. Ton of money back
Oh,
then.
I know.
You know?
You're right.
Right? You still can, really, in certain sectors, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just as good.
Most definitely. And then, the ugly truth, I reached out to Moon. And I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna do for the ugly truth. And then she had an idea, and I'm like, and I thought about this last night. And I'm like, we're just gonna talk the truth about fireworks and the military
Yeah.
guys. I will tell you
Yeah.
this. It's not to encourage our military to gripe or put signs out on the yard. It's an encouragement to, adapt.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
look. It's not their ordeal. It's our ordeal, and we as military veterans, we gotta figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the whole fireworks thing, people think, even the people who weren't in the military, like myself, yes, it does trigger a lot of PTSD, but even from myself, I can't sleep.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta sleep with the windows open. I got fireworks going around me. It's spooking the animals. It's spooking everybody, and it keeps me awake at night. So
But I tell you, I don't know if it's like a different gunpowder or what, but these fireworks are louder than last year.
you're right. You're right.
It shook my house.
It shook your
I
house.
even have like a noise canceling studio down in the basement of my house, and it still shook it.
Really? It must
Yeah.
have been right in your backyard then.
Real.
Wow.
My wife. The only reason my wife got irritated is because she came outside and one of the pieces, the residue from one of the fireworks, it hit her car.
Oh, see, no, that's not good. Yeah, when it's starting to hit people's furniture, then yes, that is a time to draw the line.
Right.
100%. I agree with that.
So
Yeah.
she wasn't a very happy camper. And then of course the tribute to the troop is General Benjamin Oliver Davis Jr. I will say that my uncle passed away. I can't remember if it was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, the day before.
Yesterday afternoon, he passed away. He was a Marine. He was a good man. And next Monday, we'll do a tribute to him as well. So with that being said, since we have you
Yeah.
sitting in for Rob,
Yeah,
the dirty Canadian we call her.
I prefer crusty Canadian. It just rolls off the tongue way better than dirty Canadian. But I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to change the normalizations of what we are in Canada. We're crusty. We're crusty. We're the crusty Canadian.
Okay, now you gotta explain to me why are you guys crusty?
Okay, we're not really that crusty. It just seems like I don't know. Me and Rob, we have a little bit of a banter back and forth, and
Yes, I know.
oh, it's so funny. I'm gonna call him Mr. Clean from now on because all he needs is a little earring and a little white, like the white shirt, and we're gonna be like crusty Canadian and Mr. Clean.
Maybe I can. So we're getting shirts done, like
Oh, yeah.
Harley Davidson mechanic shirts.
Oh, nice.
Me and him for the upcoming months. Maybe I should take a regular old white shirt into the embroiderer and say, "Hey, can you embroider this?" And then he has a
Yes.
white shirt with the earring, and
Yes.
and then I give it to you to give it to him. That would be kind of fun. Yeah.
This is like the Rob's pick that I do for the songs every week in person. It's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. We'll call our troop the CNC Music Factory. Crusty Canadian Mr. Clean Music Factory. We're bringing it back. Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
But yeah, I don't know.
So so we haven't seen you for a while since this virus stuff has been going on. You have 2 shows now on NBR.
I do.
You have the Midnight with Moon,
Yep.
and you have the Vault. Now, I think if anything, you should tell the listeners why should they listen to this?
Because I'm the only East Coast Canadian, for one, crusty Canadian, remember, that has 2 shows on Friday nights to kind of get your Friday night started and either end your day or start the weekend. It is basically, oh man, Max, really? Dude, you just kind of roll me like that. Yeah.
I haven't even checked the text
I
line
haven't even
yet.
started.
Hasn't even started.
Haven't even started.
Shots fired.
So we'll ignore Max for a second. But yeah, no, my show is Friday nights. It's called Midnights with Moon. and it is the only show that I broadcast that is hard rock, heavy metal, industrial from all over the world. I don't just play songs in English. I play songs that are Indian and German, and I wanted to make sure I reach out to absolutely everybody. Do have a special show coming up. If you have been following me on my show, yeah, I know I look way different. I'm just not this black screen or a plastered photo, but I'm live. Here we are. If you've been following me, I'm doing a segment every single week until I follow up on my special show that I'm hoping to bring a once popular music genre back to the forefront. And I didn't play Trax 8, Trax. Hopefully you know where I'm going with that, because I just finished a special show called the Juneteenth Special, which is now on Stitcher.
I've been seeing this all over. Can you explain me what this Juneteenth thing is? This is the first time I've heard of it all year.
Juneteenth, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, Juneteenth came to more of the forefront because it is 2 years after the Declaration of Emancipation. It was the last remaining slaves in the United States that were free. So Juneteenth is now marking June 19th. Is basically now marking the 155 years that slavery's been abolished. So basically,
Juneteenth, that was yesterday. I heard so much about that, but nobody explained it. So basically, it's it's like the 4th of July for African Americans.
Kinda. It's basically the final emancipation of slavery in
Got
the
it.
U.S. Yes.
Okay.
So.
And we're just gonna say this on the HTrain show on MBR. We are like totally neutral. We're just explaining what it is. We're not saying that we're for it. We're not saying we're against it. We're just saying the facts. I didn't know what Juneteenth was. Thank you for clarifying that to me. You talked about your music show. So when I listen to Midnight with Moon, it'll be like Rammstein.
Oh yeah, Rammstein. We have all sorts of heavy metal. Heavy metal, you name it, I play it.
And then the vault is like Guns N' Roses. I'm guessing.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, some newer kind of light kind of radio hits. Essentially, is basically it's still hard rock. It's still the heavier metal, but not to the point where I would play on my Friday show.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically all your favorite classic rock hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
On Wednesdays.
Awesome. Well, I think it's neat that we finally got your podcast channel up.
Oh, I know.
We just gotta work on your DJ page.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. We all have our own little pages, and it's gonna be our final page. Working on it. On it.
I will toot the horn of MBR.
Yep.
Okay. I will say that MBR is the only internet radio station that's nonprofit that not only gives their DJs the opportunity to either post their podcast or post their server online, but afterwards you can podcast. I haven't found very many internet stations that have the podcast part.
I don't think many do, especially nonprofit. Basically, as far from what you mentioned last week, this is the first nonprofit radio station.
Right.
Like fully built radio station. And
Now,
I think it's fantastic.
Now, I know that one of the radio stations that we do broadcast through Sky Blue Radio, they're a nonprofit as well. But they run their podcast through something else. They don't run it through the same server. And just so everybody knows that running it through the same server, it's really hard. And my friend Andrew, he's like really into hard rock, so he gives you the Beavis and Butthead. I saw that cartoon the other day. I missed them.
Me too. It was one of those ones I would always just sit back and watch the videos I play and then always comment on the videos.
I know.
Yeah.
Bring Beavis and Butt back.
Speaking of which,
and
not in Beavis and Butthead, it was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure 3.
Yes. My friend Andrew, he posted that. I saw that. I'm like, I didn't realize they had a Bill and Ted's too. And I'm like, of course they do.
Yeah.
I got it in my video library. That's when you know you have too many movies.
A little bit. A little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. Well, hey, check this out. We're going to go on our first music break. You're going to work on the OBS thing.
Alrighty.
But we're going to go on our first music break. And when we come back off the music break, ladies and gentlemen, we will be hitting the all new interview with CDF, finding out about their festival. So whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to a show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the HTrain show with my guest, Moon.
Hey, it's Rob with the Colorado State leader for Mission 22. Practicing social distancing today out on the road. I understand for a lot of us that with no gym being open, no jiu-jitsu going on, I know it's a challenging time right now for a lot of folks. You're looking for that community, you're looking for something. Reach out. You know the number, 303-301-5052. You can call that number anytime. I will answer. I know a lot of people are having a hard time. Reach out to your friends. Don't wait till you're in that dark place. Don't wait till you're in that pit. Before you get down there, reach out to your friends. Say, hey, let's talk. Let's go have some social distancing together. Cool? Hey, again, reach out to mission22.com.
Hi, I'm Nico Marcolongo with the Challenge Athletes Foundation. I'm proud to be here with other nonprofits to support our troops get from the front line to the finish line.
You supported us, now we're supporting you.
Due to copyright laws, we cannot play via Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. If you'd like to listen to our music, feel free to download our MBR app. You can find the app at our website, which is www.mbrradio.us. That's www.mikebravoradio.us. Or you can hit us up, iTunes, and Android store. Keep listening. We will be right back. I promise.
Just a few minutes, we will begin adding these artifacts to the molten bronze as we cast an historic bell, the Honor Bell. The inspiration for the Honor Bell was about 3 years ago. I attended a funeral for a World War II veteran, and at the conclusion of the ceremony, there were no military honors given. And so I thought, there's got to be a better way to honor our service members, and certainly our veterans from the greatest generation. We had the concept of putting artifacts from military veterans in the actual bell.
We invited the Honor Bell Foundation from Denver, Colorado to come and watch us cast the first Honor Bell.
Each state line we stopped, we did a dignified transfer of these artifacts from one motorcycle group to the next, until we've gotten all the way here to Cincinnati and the Verdun Foundry, where we did one final dignified transfer.
It was a long journey, but it gave emphasis more to what we were doing and showing that the nation actually appreciated what we were doing.
I donated 2 of my husband's artifacts to the bell, his belt buckle from the Coast Guard and his dog tag from the Coast Guard. I just felt that the Coast Guard with the insignia on it was something that was really special.
We have artifacts from each major war since World War II.
The metal was so hot that it basically just melted those artifacts into the molten metal so that it makes those metals actually a part of the bell.
Working with the Verdun Company has just been an incredible experience for us. They've been working as partners with us all along the way, and without them, we would never have the success that we have now for the first Honor Bell.
It's neat to be able to partner with the Honor Bell Foundation that has this mission to bring one of these bells to every national cemetery.
The Honor Bell Foundation, in partnership with Cincinnati's own Verdun Company, has forged the 1,000-pound bronze bell you see in left center field. After the pregame festivities, the Honor Bell will be escorted by the Patriot Guard Riders and Cincinnati Police, who will lead the bell away from the ballpark and begin the 1,192-mile journey to the bell's permanent home at Fort Logan National Cemetery in Denver.
Tolling of the bell really signifies a solemn moment. And each time it tolls, in our case 7 times, each one of those tolls represents something special and something that was lost to our country, and in this case, a veteran. The next sound you will hear after the moment of silence that we are about to have will be the first tolling of the honor bell at Fort Logan National Cemetery.
These bells will be put all over the country to celebrate these lives of these soldiers that given their life truly for our freedom that we enjoy here in the United States.
Due to copyright laws, we cannot play via Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. If you'd like to listen to our music, feel free to download our MBR app. You can find the app at our website, which is www.mbrradio.us. That's www.MikeBravoRadio.us. Or you can hit us up.
Hello, my name is EJ, and I'm the host of the 80s Rock Show on Military Broadcast Radio. Each week I take you on a trip where I share great 80s rock and roll music that does not get played on the radio. The idea for the show came as a result of a playlist I created. I started to long for the great 80s rock and roll music I heard in high school on Chicago radio stations like the Loop and WCKG. So I put together the playlist, and then after a while I realized I had the foundation of what would become a great radio show. You can catch the 80s Rock Show here on Military Broadcast Radio, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you there.
Ahead tonight, a Parker coffee shop owner is giving back to some of his most loyal customers.
He's planning a big fundraiser next month to raise thousands of dollars for a veterans charity that's turning lives around, and he needs your help. His story in tonight's Serving Those Who Serve report. At this tiny coffee cabin just off Parker Road, it's clear the one thing owner Wes Crespi likes even more than a steaming cup of joe is the police officers and veterans who come here to spend their hard-earned money.
I support the police officers that come in because they mean so much to me, and I support our military who come in, and that's really what it's all about.
Which is why a few years ago he decided to give back, picking a veterans charity and raising money for them every year.
At least I'm able to do it. I'm able to do it because our men and women are out there fighting for us. Otherwise, you know, where would we be right now?
This year, his own father-in-law inspired his charity choice.
He's just a fantastic person. He's always doing things for people, and he told me he was going to do this, and I'm just absolutely thrilled.
Fly fishing, of all things, helped his father-in-law Jim, a Vietnam veteran who suffered in silence for half a century since serving in Vietnam.
I have an extreme case of PTSD.
Jim's a part of something called Project Healing Waters.
When you're fly fishing, you can't think about anything but fly fishing.
It's a nonprofit that takes veterans to the great outdoors where nature works its healing wonders on men and women with PTSD, brain injuries, and other war wounds.
I was outside when a mortar landed and ended my career.
Brady Busby is proof it works.
I was deployed 7 times. I was diagnosed with PTSD after my 3rd tour in Iraq.
War nearly ended his life. Fishing, he says, saved it.
It's a form of mindfulness for me, just being out in the creek where you don't have to worry about anything other than a fish biting your fly or trying to trick a fish with a pea-sized brain, and you're there for hours doing it, but it's definitely worth it. It's very, very therapeutic.
When his own daughter died by suicide a year ago, it was fishing that helped him get through the pain.
That really helped calm me down and ground me.
I'm with like-minded people, veterans that understand me and have been through what I've been through.
Ask any veteran who's been on one of these fishing trips and they'll tell you.
If it wasn't for Project Healing Waters, I would be sitting in my depression instead of standing in the middle of a river.
You having your iced coffee?
So if it helps veterans, Wes is all in.
Of the New Smiles for Veterans, and you're listening to the HTrain.
And we are back, and you're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the HTrain Show. And today's guest, since just around the corner, July 11th, we will be participating, NBR will be participating at the Freedom Fest. We have Steve Justice from DCF joining us to tell us a little bit about this festival. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's special guest, they are doing a what is called a Freedom Fest. I've never even heard of it before. They asked MBR to be a part of it, and we are psyched about it, and it's coming up just around the corner, July 11th. And ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to bring Steve Justice on so that he could tell us a little bit about this festival, why it's here, where is it, and what inspired them to even start this. So it's going to be a creative interview, and from what I've read, this isn't just in Colorado. This is like nationwide. But I'm not going to take your thunder. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, Steve, and also tell us a little bit about what brought this on.
Okay, so this is the second annual, pretty much set up for our Liberty Fest / Freedom Fest. From what I understand, I've been here for about 6 months now. I've got a background in law enforcement, did a little time on the SWAT team, things like that. But they kind of brought me in to kind of, enhance what we have and getting community involvement. I mostly do your event coordination, things like that. But kind of how this all came to part, basically, we want to kind of get re-involved in the community about like keeping people from there's a lot of fear going on with COVID. There's a lot of things that are going on with just not only that, we got a lot of stuff going downtown with the riotings. So we wanted to do something to kind of fight back with that. So what we're kind of doing is we're going to have a bounce house out here. We're going to have food trucks. We are going to have motorcycles out here doing a bike wash. We are going to have just various events to do, a little bit of carnival games, things like that. We'll have some Hooter swings out here, and it's just all about celebration and being able to get people just really like America's kind of restarting right now, and the wheels are going slow. If anything we can do to kind of get speed that with those wheels moving of freedom, then that's what we're looking to do.
That is amazing. And you said that you have a background in like law enforcement and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say thank you for your service.
Appreciate it.
Was you ever in the military, Steve?
No, just a little time and little times doing stuff down in Mexico, but nothing quite like that far yet.
Okay, all right. And so this festival, now correct me if I'm wrong, it's July 11th. Where exactly here in Colorado?
Okay, so it's actually going to be on our property, which is at 1155 Park Street. So it's right here in Castle Rock, easy to find, but you will not miss it. Like it literally is going to be put in right here on property, right across the street from 105 Brewery.
And what do you guys have planned for this festival? Can you tease us with a little bit of a preview?
Well, I think what we're going to try to do is just kind of keep it open as possible. It is going to go on from 10 a.m. to 7 o'clock. That being said, I think we're trying to get a little bit of everything, focusing on the kids, obviously with the bounce house. Obviously, like we were going to have the wings out there for people to enjoy. We're going to have the food trucks here going on. We might have a shooting competition possibly going on as well. Just different things that we're going to kind of play the day and see how it goes. From what I understand, we're going to have a representative out here from U.S. Law Shield, which would be pretty awesome as well. So any questions that people might have about any kind of constitutional rights and things like that would be addressed at that point too. But mostly, like I said, it's mostly about having fun, having some games, and then just people kind of getting back to normal and life as normal. And we're all about that.
I like it. I really do. I think it's I think it's a great start to, even though, summer's already began, but, people are starting to, get a little bit more comfortable, loosen their belt a little bit. So I think it's a great idea. Now, do you have any live bands scheduled to play, or has that came onto the schedule, or has it been talked about?
Yes, definitely. So what we have partnered up with 105 Brewery. That's just really, and that's kind of what we did last year as well. As far as I understand, trying to get a full stage is going to be impossible, but He says that he has a mobile stage and he's trying to prepare a group right now. I don't know exactly who he's got in mind, but from what I understand, it's going to be something that, something that we can kind of do on the fly. We're just trying to prepare who's going to be able to come out and actually attend.
That sounds great. That sounds great. I don't know why, but it seems like here in Colorado, people are more led to listening to live bands and not hearing DJs.
Yes.
Maybe it's because they don't like me because of I have no filter because of my traumatic brain injury. I have no idea. But DJs other than here at MBR, DJs other places, they're pretty expensive. They're like $250 an hour. So I can totally understand when people go with the live bands compared to live DJs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you look at like here, even movement here, Red Rocks is iconic, and that's probably one of the most intimate concerts that are out there. So I think, yeah, definitely people here are more into not think that's more organic and not artificial for sure.
Nice. Now, you're in charge of the Freedom Fest here in Colorado. Can you tell us? Do you know more? Do you know much about like the Freedom Fest that's all over the United States, or are you not able to spotlight to them much?
Well, I mean, I think right now we're focusing on doing our own thing. But that being said, if it starts a fire from what we're doing, that other local businesses, and then it reaches out, obviously into Denver, Colorado Springs, Boulder, things like that, this is great. So if we can start the fire, I think that's exactly what the management up here wants, and that's something I'm feeling the same way. Then the more that you stand up against whatever the fear, stand up against whatever politics that are going on right now, better it's going to be.
No, I totally get it. No, I was reading on the internet. I don't know if it's the same thing or not, but there's like a Freedom Fest that was supposed to be happen like Miami, Florida, and all these other places, and they canceled it. And I didn't know if that was connected to this same thing or they just used the name and it's totally not a name brand like this is that you guys are putting on.
From what I understand, it's a little bit different. Like I said, this is the second year that we're doing this.
Okay.
So I think, honestly, as a dealership, we've kind of had that voice in the community. I think everybody kind of knows what we stand and our values are, and we've been constantly trying to, be the flagship. If there's a rally that's something that's going proactive towards what we believe in, we're going to attend it. We want to get involved, and if we can help other people get involved. But as far as whatever's going on in the rest of the country, I think we're just kind of doing our own thing.
All right, well, there you have it, people. So the information that we got from Steve Justice is that Freedom Fest is going to be happening in Castle Rock. He gave the address. He also indicated that it starts at 9-10 in the morning till like 7 at night.
Yeah, it's going to be from 10 to 7. Technically, we'll get doing start. It's about 9 o'clock on the 11th. Everybody that you want to come out, have a good time. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Now, if anybody wants to be your band, or if anybody wants to team up with you and be a part of this festival, I'm going to guess that there's still open slots. How do they reach you if they want to be a part of this?
Oh, that's a great question because, like, we're looking at trying to enhance this as best we can. So literally just reach out to me. Best way is going to be via email. It's literally just steve@dcfguns.com.
Okay. All right. It's amazing what you guys are doing. I like it. And I can't wait for it. July 11th is going to be perfect because they're going to cancel Country Jam, people. So you might as well just hit it locally. There you go.
Exactly.
Steve, you need to call Country Jam people and say, hey, let's have some of your artists since you guys ain't doing Country Jam, and we'll do it there in Castle Rock. I think you can move it.
I think I can. I think it's a great idea. We start to fight the power, man. Fight the power.
All right. Well, it is that time. It is your time to shine. Sometimes I'm not very good, Steve. Sometimes I forget to either set you up for that right answer that you really want to get off your chest. Sometimes I forget that one question that you want to get off your chest. If there's anything in the interview that we just talked about that I missed, this is your 2-minute platform to say absolutely anything that you would like to say.
Yeah, to me, I think we covered most of what we needed to cover, which was the meat of the matter, just getting people involved. I want people to just, reach out and say, hey, get involved, whatever that it is, because the more that they do petition, the more that they like dealing with the city council right now. I've reached out to them multiple times and I'm saying, hey, let's do something. What's going on in the community? And all I'm seeing is the farmers market. So anything that people can do to reach out to get the wheels spinning and moving again, so that helps even with what I do as an events, because if I don't have events to do, then there's no point in having the job.
Right.
So anything that we can do to push forward, that's what I'm all about. Just get people involved.
All right, fantastic. Well, Steve, thank you so much for having the time with me. And stand by. I'll talk to you on the other side. Forgot to hit. There we go.
There we go.
All right. So, Steve Justice, thank you so much for giving us your time. Moon couldn't join us for that day. He was. It was a Sunday, and I'm like, hey, we need to do this interview, and he's like, let's do it now. And I'm like, I knew you was busy.
Oh, no pressure. But yeah.
So I did that individually, but hey, it's going to
awesome.
be a good time. I don't know if you're going to be able to make it or not.
I hope so.
But that's going to be. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
100%. I think they're expecting about 500, 600 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down.
And then we have a remote at the Grand Prix in Littleton, July 17 and 18.
Yeah, that's totally.
So
I'm totally on board for that.
If you want to meet me, if you want to meet Rob, if you want to meet DJ Moon, if you want to meet some of the team, you want to make sure to come out during that time. And hey, you could test drive an Indian if you like motorcycles.
Because why would you not?
Exactly.
Why would you not want to?
Exactly.
You know?
Well, everybody, it is that time. We are going to go on our next music break. Or, you know what? Before we go on music break, because we do have some time to kill. I don't know. Let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to cover, or if we should just play some really good music.
I got nothing. Gears are turning. We covered a lot so far.
Yeah, we have.
You know?
I mean, that interview is kind of short.
Yeah.
And, before it comes up, the CDF, it does deal with firearms. But I will tell you that when we said yes to supporting the event, we're not saying that we're against guns. We're not saying that we're for guns, okay? We are just trying to support the community. And anytime that there's a festival that can bring lots of people together, show the kids a good time. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, I was just asked, how's the contest going between the DJs?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you.
We need a drum roll?
Maybe. I will tell you. Let's see here. We will. We'll go to the. I gotta go on my phone and do the poll thing to see where we are at the poll. But I think Max kind of rubbing it in Rob's face.
I think so. I don't
a
think
little
it's
bit.
Definitely not neck and neck.
I'm definitely gonna say, bet my paycheck that it's probably Max is still ahead because he had like almost 2,000 votes.
Already,
and
wow.
if Rob is listening, we'll give a little status update here. I'm still trying to find this.
Where's the poll?
And
I must have
the only reason why I'm not prepared is because I didn't think Max was gonna throw me a wrench on this, but
Oh yeah, he's good at that.
yeah, he is. He's very good at that. Well, yesterday when I listened to his show, I'm like, well, dude, where's the podcast? And he was like, oh, DJ Moon's going to show me individually.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to teach old dog new tricks. Man, you ain't old.
You know?
You ain't old. Let's see here. And the birthday bash results, I'm loading them up now.
So drum roll.
Drum roll. Okay, so right now, Rob has 337. The 80s Rock Show has 7.
7.
The Start Off Life has 3. Rightly Dividing the Truth has 4. And the Just Wait Show has 1,414.
That is a far leap.
Yeah.
Who are you paying, Max? Seriously, who are you paying? That's what I want to know. You went from 1,000 to 2. Where there's like no in between.
Right?
Oh man.
Rob, if you are listening, you are in trouble.
You gotta start hustling.
Yeah. Call the National Guard. You are in trouble, man.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to start selling your sweaty underwear.
Man, yeah.
You gotta start selling your sweaty underwear to the
Oh
in those
man.
vending machines. Gross.
But I tell you what, if Max does win, I don't know if we'll fly him in August or September, but we'll be flying him in. He'll do a tour of the school. He'll meet you. He'll meet all the the team, and then I've already got confirmation that I'm to drive him over to Stokely's house. You're gonna meet Stokely. You're gonna get the signed football.
Rob is like just dying right
Yeah,
now.
Rob is dying.
So
and if
much.
Rob, if you were listening, because I don't know if you're listening because you're driving. If you're listening, call us or text us at the 720-619-0627 and give us a live update of where you are and stuff. And you can tell us your thoughts about the whole contest with Max, because I'm sure he wants to talk some smack.
Oh, I'm gonna say so. Yeah, he's literally vying for this football. It's a signed Manning. It's Peyton Manning, I think. It's football.
Yeah, the football. I'm supposed to give Stokely the ball, and he's supposed to give it to Manning. He's supposed to sign it, and Stokely is supposed to sign it. But the biggest reason why I did this birthday bash thing was because, I wanted people to learn about you guys and your show.
And I think it's a great idea.
You know.
You've definitely gone above and beyond for all of us here, for sure. And I think it's a fantastic way.
So with that being said, you got OBS. We're going to go on a music break. And when we come back off the music break, it is that time. It's that favorite time of the year. It is the What The segment. So stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the HTrain Show.
Hi, my name is Star Baxter, and I grew up in rural Nebraska. In 2005. Yes, I deployed to Kuwait and Iraq, and I saw firsthand, like many others, the toils of true hate that comes with war. I often just shook my head in disbelief, unable to comprehend what was happening to me mentally.
When I came home, my mom came to visit me and insisted that I had changed and was different. Honestly, that just pissed me off more. But as time passed, I realized I had changed. The biggest realization came in March of 2005, when I took my then 5-year-old daughter to Disneyland for her birthday. We got our tickets at the gate and then entered the park. Main Street was packed. We made it about 100 feet into the park, and already 5 people had pushed or shoulder bumped us. I felt my blood pressure rising and wanted everyone to just back away. When I felt a squeeze of my hand and I looked down, my daughter looked up at me with a smile and said, "Mom, are you okay? Let's just go to the beach." I was divorced and in the middle of a custody battle. I wanted to go home to Nebraska to be with family to help me, but I was court ordered to stay in California or give up custody of my daughter, so I was forced to go through my pain alone. I self-isolated, I drank a lot, and when I did land a civilian job, I struggled with personal interactions and could not comprehend the seemingly laid-back laziness of people in general. In 2011, I was finally able to move to Colorado to be closer to family and my sister. With the help and encouragement of my sister, I started to get back to my roots of horses. It started simple, a ride here and there, helping her clean horses, or helping muck stalls. Then I was asked to go to one of the shows and show a horse for our friend Brenda. She put me on a horse named Silky. Silky was patient and kind and guided me through that show. The following year, I married my now husband Wade Davis, and we purchased 10 acres. I purchased a horse and started working with her to get back to showing myself. I discovered that with horses, I was able to go to events and be around groups of people. Being on top of a horse, no one would crowd around near you, and if someone did get too close for comfort, I'd just lie to them and say my horse kicks. They move really quick when you say that. Also, I was able to focus on my horse and not myself and my own anxieties about being around people. Slowly over the last 5 years, people have asked for my assistance and guidance to help them in their horses. I learned that I really enjoy helping those who want help and coaching. I push others to work hard and to be the best that they can be. My coaching is focused on the sport of extreme trail riding or obstacle challenges, and I often joke that it's called stupid human tricks with horses, but in reality it's a sport in which a very high level of trust and partnership needs to be in place in order to be competitive. A rider must trust that their horse will take care of them, and a horse needs to trust that the rider will not put them in a bad situation. It truly is about overcoming obstacles in life and in the arena. Photography was always a little hobby of mine. Taking pictures, I could essentially hide behind the camera and did not have to socialize with anyone. In 2018, at an obstacle challenge, I was just randomly taking pictures, and I posted a few on Facebook. Those pictures got noticed, and with the help and encouragement of a few close friends, I agreed to take official pictures at an event, and to my disbelief, people actually paid me money for them. In the last 2 years, I have launched a website to advertise and promote my photography and offer horsemanship coaching. My goal and hope is that through my passions, horses, photography, and coaching, I can help others so they do not have to struggle alone like I did.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the best station that plays today's hits and today's connections to help our military transition to civilian life. Keep watching. Due to copyright laws, we cannot play via Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. If you'd like to listen to our music, feel free to download our MBR app. You can find the app at our website, which is www.mbrradio.us. That's www.mikebravoradio.us. Or you can hit us up, iTunes and Android store. Keep listening. We will be right back. I promise.
7 months ago was the first laser engraving I did. Didn't know what I wanted to do as far as my art. I used to hand carve, custom carve all the time. I was so excited. I opened it up, I plugged it all in, and I go, how do I get a picture onto something from this now? Wood is really unique in what it offers. It offers different characteristics, and I love the smell of it. I love the feel of it. Wood is just gorgeous. My friends look at it, they've always known that I've had an artistic side and that I really enjoy art. I enjoy doing different things. Wood has a story to tell, just like anybody's life. When I'm driving down the road, if I see an old cedar tree that's dead, I try to grab it. People have a lot of memories in photographs. They have a lot of things that tell a lot about their life, people that are in their life currently, people that aren't in their life any longer. I always worked with art. I always built tables, water features, did custom artwork. I was on the road all the time. Wanted to do something where I could spend time with my wife and my family without traveling all the time. And this seemed like a nice segue to open the store, sell custom furniture, make custom furniture, and do the custom laser engraving. I have a theory. Most people don't know how to tell you what they want, but they know what they like when they see it. want to end up getting better and better every single day with what I do.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the best station that plays today's hits and today's connections to help our military transition to civilian life. Keep watching. Due to copyright laws, we cannot play via Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. If you'd like to listen to our music, feel free to download our MBR app. You can find the app at our website, which is www.mbrradio.us. That's www.mikebravoradio.us. Or you can hit us up iTunes and Android store. Keep listening. We will be right back. I promise. We'll be right back. You're listening to the best station that plays today's hits and today's connections to help our military transition to civilian life. Keep watching. Due to copyright laws, we cannot play via Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter.
Hello, my name is EJ, and I'm the host of the 80s Rock Show on Military Broadcast Radio. Each week I take you on a trip where I share great 80s rock and roll music that does not get played on the radio. The idea for the show came as a result of a playlist I created. I started to long for the great 80s rock and roll music I heard in high school on Chicago radio stations like the Loop and WCKG. So I put together the playlist, and then after a while I realized I had the foundation of what would become a great radio show. You can catch the 80s Rock Show here on Military Broadcast Radio, Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see you there.
Ahead tonight, a Parker coffee shop owner is giving back to some of his most loyal customers.
He's planning a big fundraiser next month to raise thousands of dollars for a veterans charity that's turning lives around, and he needs your help. His story in tonight's Serving Those Who Serve report. At this tiny coffee cabin just off Parker Road, it's clear the one thing owner Wes Crespi likes even more than a steaming cup of joe is the police officers and veterans who come here to spend their hard-earned money.
I support the police officers that come in because they mean so much to me, and I support our military who come in, and that's really what it's all about.
Which is why a few years ago he decided to give back, picking a veterans charity and raising money for them every year.
At least I'm able to do it. I'm able to do it because our men and women are out there fighting for us. Otherwise, you know, where would we be right now?
This year, his own father-in-law inspired his charity choice.
He's just a fantastic person. He's always doing things for people, and he told me he was going to do this, and I'm just absolutely thrilled.
Fly fishing, of all things, helped his father-in-law Jim, a Vietnam veteran who suffered in silence for half a century since serving in Vietnam.
I have an extreme case of PTSD.
Jim's a part of something called Project Healing Waters.
When you're fly fishing, you can't think about anything but fly fishing.
It's a nonprofit that takes veterans to the great outdoors where nature works its healing wonders on men and women with PTSD, brain injuries, and other war wounds.
I was outside when a mortar landed and ended my career.
Brady Busby is proof it works.
I was deployed 7 times. I was diagnosed with PTSD after my 3rd tour in Iraq.
War nearly ended his life. Fishing, he says, saved it.
It's a form of mindfulness for me, just being out in the creek where you don't have to worry about anything other than a fish biting your fly or trying to trick a fish with a pea-sized brain, and you're there for hours doing it, but it's definitely worth it. It's very, very therapeutic.
When his own daughter died by suicide a year ago, it was fishing that helped him get through the pain.
That really helped calm me down and ground me.
I'm with like-minded people, veterans that understand me and have been through what I've been through.
Ask any veteran who's been on one of these fishing trips and they'll tell you.
If it wasn't for Project Healing Waters, I would be sitting in my depression instead of standing in the middle of a river.
You having your iced coffee?
So if it helps veterans, Wes is all in.
My father-in-law suffered really bad, and he's such a great guy, you know, and he's very humble. And it was really important to me to do something, and this is what I picked because I saw what he suffered through.
Every day he serves coffee to those who served. Now he's preparing to serve them much more.
Thanks, and God bless you, brother. I always appreciate you, man.
And that is where you come in. So Wes is selling tickets to the Coffee Cabin Salute to Heroes fundraiser for Project Healing Waters. It's Saturday, August 10th, 5:30 at the barn at Rancho Vallacandios in Castle Rock. I'm going to be there. I'll be the MC. I can't wait for it. You can get the tickets at his coffee shop on Parker Road in Ponderosa. They're $100, but that includes dinner, open bar, music, valet, and some surprises. Every dime goes to the charity. You could even buy a ticket so a veteran can go. He'd love that, too. He's got big auction items, too, because he wants to raise lots of money for the vets. We got details on the auction and more on the event right now at our website, kdvr.com. Support Wes. Stop by that coffee shop. He's a great guy.
It sounds like fun, and that organization sounds amazing.
For
so
sure.
hopefully it's a big turnout there. Now to
"7 months ago was the first laser engraving I did. Didn't know what I wanted to do as far as my art. I used to hand carve, custom carve all the time. I was so excited. I opened it up, I plugged it all in, and I go, how do I get a picture onto something from this now? Wood is really unique in what it offers. It offers different characteristics, and I love the smell of it. I love the feel of it. Wood is just gorgeous. My friends look at it, they've always known that I've had an artistic side and that I really enjoy art. I enjoy doing different things. Wood has a story to tell, just like anybody's life. When I'm driving down the road, if I see an old cedar tree that's dead, I try to grab it. People have a lot of memories in photographs. They have a lot of things that tell a lot about their life, people that are in their life currently, people that aren't in their life any longer. I always worked with art. I always built tables, water features, did custom artwork. I was on the road all the time. Wanted to do something where I could spend time with my wife and my family without traveling all the time. And this seemed like a nice segue to open the store, sell custom furniture, make custom furniture, and do the custom laser engraving. I have a theory. Most people don't know how to tell you what they want, but they know what they like when they see it. I want to end up getting better and better.
All right, and we are back. We are live. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the HTrain show, and sitting in for Rob is our very own dirty or crusty Canadian, DJ Moon.
How you doing? I prefer crusty. Yeah, I prefer crusty, dirty. I prefer crusty. I don't know, it just rolls off the tongue a lot better. You know?
But DJ Moon, we really appreciate you sitting in for Rob. I don't know if he's going to give us a call or not today.
Hopefully.
But I tell you what, I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? Because it's that time, the What the segment. We will be talking about our next in the Circus Freak series, Annie Jones.
The bearded lady.
The bearded lady. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. It is the What the Moment.
They're cool tats, man.
Oh, for real. Thank you, bro. You see the Cobra?
And what is this one?
Oh, this? That's my credo. No regrets.
You have no regrets?
Dad? No.
Like not even a single letter?
No way. Not me.
Well, I love him. I think he's great.
Okay.
I think he's a real winner, Casey. If I were you, I wouldn't use protection.
What the? Oh man, I love that. I love that movie.
Oh,
that part. That's like the best movie.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Or regrets.
You know, hey, true story. I had this guy that I was with in Germany. I was stationed with him, and he got a tattoo.
Uh-oh.
And it said only God can Jude him.
Oh.
They forgot the G.
Oh no.
We gave him so much shit about it, but still.
Oh my my
Oh,
God.
it was hilarious.
I think we have a new segment. What is your worst misspelled tattoos? We want to hear it. At least I want to hear it.
Oh, that would be
'cause
awesome.
Oh, it'd be too funny.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
We should do like a contest.
Mhm.
Send us your like worst tattoos, and whoever gets wins the contest will give them some swag thing. But I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Colorado area, it's going to be real easy. You can come and you can stop by the Colorado Media School here at the MBR studio. But if you go to your right and grab one of those shirts, we're giving away a shirt today. And so far, we've had some hiccups. If you can guess the show, this is how Rob does it. If you can guess how many hiccups we've had at the end of the show, you win it. I don't know if you've seen the movie 1917, but we've got shirts. We've got small, medium, large, extra large. We've got all of them. You will win this shirt. 1917. Let us know how many hiccups we had. And if you are the closest winner, you will get that. Also, just so you know, we have YouTube channel, we have Twitch channel, we have Twitter, we have Facebook, all that stuff. If you have signed up, if you've subscribed, it will let us know, and your email will be put in a drawing at the end of the month. That person will win an Amazon Echo.
Yeah, and we're also on Amazon as well. All you gotta say, hey, Alexa,
Play Military Broadcast Radio.
she will. And
bam.
Yeah, no, easy
That
peasy.
just happened.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time where our what the moment is the circus freak, and I'm gonna let you read it, Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, and our camera disactivated for some reason,
It's
so
good
we'll
like
just
that.
we'll just do that. There you go. Okay, so
All right.
there we go.
You see, if you're watching us, you can see a very distinguished looking lady. Her name is Annie Jones. She was actually featured at the P.T. Barnum American Museum at 1 year old. She was one.
Wow.
1 years old. Barnum offered her parents $150 a week for a 3-year contract. That was a lot of money back then. And
How much money do you think that is?
$150 a week? It's probably now, oh man, if I had to, I would say at least 150,000 maybe? 100,000?
Wow.
Because I mean, back then, if you're like, what, 19, oh, when was it? When was she?
Well, I know.
1902 she died.
Yeah, I know money back then was like, I mean.
It's a lot. $150 a week would feed your entire family for probably about a year. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
And a lot of people who were down on their luck would either just kind of push their kids out or actually right here. She was actually kidnapped by a rival in New York who tried to pass her off as his own daughter. She was quickly found and through court was reunited with her parents. So that tells me that she was kidnapped and forced to work, much like the elephants that you see that are being stopped. So Annie's genetic condition was excessive hair growth. Outside of the circus, Annie was married twice and passed away from tuberculosis in 1902, only 37.
Yeah. Now,
only 37.
The backstory isn't as incredible as last week's sideshow that we talked about. Because last week's sideshow, like she had like a regular life, and she was married. She had like 3 kids out of one ovary, and then 2 kids out of the other one. And then when she died, they poured cement in her grave so that people couldn't dig her up and make a statue or whatever of her.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's not the same, and I think maybe it's not the same is because I went on YouTube, like I watched the YouTube videos, everything that I could of Annie Jones, and there was not a whole lot about her.
It could have been one of those scenarios where she was kind of kept secret a little bit. And Barnum Bailey, or P.T. Barnum, it was like the Barnum and Bailey circus
Right.
in the sideshows. They wanted to keep their hold on their legacy very, very tightly. So when P.T. Barnum died, I believe he died. I've actually seen a whole documentary on this before, and
Okay, yeah, do tell.
yeah, and then Bailey, he went on to form his own. So
Okay.
it was the P.T. Barnum shows was a traveling. They were literally a traveling zoo, traveling sideshow, traveling circus, and that is when they needed to get more people to kind of come in and watch. Then they got into what we like to call the sideshow, where you have the shrunken woman, or you have the wolf man, the bearded lady, you have the sword swallower. You have all these very unique, interesting talents.
Right.
And it was because of these unique talents is what kept people coming to the P.T. Barnum and the Barnum Bailey Circus.
Right, and like last week when me and Rob were talking, I remember there was a movie, and I couldn't remember the name of it, but the movie that kind of talks about this is The Greatest Show.
Yeah.
That I kept saying his name is Hugh Grant, but it's not Hugh Grant. It's Hugh something. I forget.
Hugh Jackman? Hugh Jackman.
Hugh's
Yeah.
the same guy that plays Wolverine.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting to see that movie, and I don't know why, but I like that song, "The Greatest." You know, the intro part of it.
The Greatest Showman.
Oh
on
man,
Earth,
I crank it up every time I'm on the bike.
Well, you know what we're gonna play for you next Monday.
Yeah, there you go.
On loop.
There you go. You know, in fact, I should probably make like kind of like an intro and put the greatest like instrumental on them. Yeah,
Totally should.
But if we will open the phone lines, okay? And you know what? We've got some swag. I like giving away swag.
Everybody likes swag. I like swag.
I like swag.
I'm a huge fan
Okay,
of swag.
so check this out. This is what we're gonna do.
What do we got?
You're gonna like this. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous, okay?
I can't
I'm gonna
guarantee
pull
it.
this out.
What do we got?
Okay.
Oh, totally jealous. Totally jealous.
Okay, so we have, and this is like, I have the same hat I wear all the time. Okay, so check this out. It's a fitted hat. Okay? It's a fitted hat. Has that rustic like look to it, but it's not really. It's brand new. The tags are still on it. Okay? You can see this brand new. No sweat stains or anything.
That's good.
Even has the sticker on it. Hey, hey, hey. Okay,
It's
so
legit
check
new.
this out. Last week, it's a good thing the lady with 4 legs didn't have a genetic condition. It would have cost her a fortune and razors to shave those legs.
Yeah, leave it to Max.
Right? Hey, that's a good point, though.
It is a good point.
But I'll tell you what, text us 720-619-0627. The phone lines are open. If you can make us laugh, if you're in a bar and you see this lady, give us a good, when I say text us, it says Texas. Oh, boy.
us.
Anyways, right? Stupid commentary thing. Win this hat. Give us a great pickup line for if you're in a bar and you see this woman with this beard laid, what would be a great pickup line? Now,
Ooh, that's a tough one.
you can go ahead and comment on the Facebook page. You can comment to win this hat. Okay? Now, last week, somebody commented something on the Facebook page, but it was kind of raunchy, but it was still funny. So we didn't say it on the air, but we gave the shout out of the name, and he won a hat.
Awesome.
So now I'm leaving it to y'all,
Wicked.
listeners. If you can give me a good pickup line for the bearded lady to take her home, what would it be? Max, I'm waiting for you, man.
Oh, I
this
think, this is up his alley right
yeah,
here.
right, exactly. This guy is a smart aleck.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So while we're doing that, what else do you know about the Barnum and Bailey Circus?
Basically, it was P.T. Barnum and it was Bailey. I don't remember what Bailey's name was for the life of me. But fun fact, I'm going to share a little bit of interesting
Yes, do
wisdom.
tell.
I'm from Canada. That's why they call me the Dirty Canadian. I'm from East Coast Canada. We have If you know Nova Scotia, which you might, some people might not, it is just north of Maine, and it is way in the, if you look at a map of the world, we're a lobster, basically.
Okay.
So Halifax, Nova Scotia is buried, had a huge history of, Aboriginals, like I'm Aboriginal myself, so from the Micmac tribe. And with that being said, because the circus would always come into town and set up right on an Indian burial ground, way back when. So every single time, without fail, every time the circus or the fair, like the fair with the rides and all that come, we don't really not so much a circus anymore, but every time the fair comes around, they have been cursed. That every single time they come around, I say about twice a year or something like that, we are cursed. So this particular fair / sideshow would rain 100%. You knew the fair was coming when it would be nothing but rain for like 2 days.
Wow.
And it's sunny again. So this was a curse, and if you believe in these like shamanistic curses, it's legit. And if you don't believe it, go to Halifax. 100%.
Well, when I was watching YouTube the other day, I don't know about the whole curse thing, but when I was watching YouTube, there was a woman in Portland, Oregon that has this same hormone problem, and I forget what it's called.
Oh, it's called. They had it right on the little thing there.
Oh, did it?
It's called, but it has a genetic condition caused by excessive hair growth. It doesn't actually say the name, but there is definitely a name for it, and we'll look that up for you and put it in the comments.
Okay.
Or if you guys know what it is, post it on the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I can't pronounce it, of course, but your ancestry, Ameryngi, that you was talking about.
Aboriginal. Yep.
Yeah. Now, aren't those like the Indian type in Australia?
Those are a little bit different. The Aboriginals is based like Native American.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe the Aboriginals in Australia, they are of a different type.
Okay.
But we're all basically all native, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, but the same kind of concept as to what you were describing. Just different.
Okay.
Different. Yeah.
So now they stopped the Barnum and Bailey Circus because of like cruelty to animals and stuff like that, which it's sad because in the next 10 years I can see them probably doing away with zoos.
Honestly, they've already stopped SeaWorld. They've already stopped pretty much everything. Yeah,
And that's really bad because like my generation, when they have kids and the kids grow up and stuff, they're not gonna see the zoo. They're not gonna see all these animals. So they're gonna literally like freak out. Like if me and you went outside and we're talking and a dodo bird flew down, like it would freak me out because I've never seen a dodo bird.
That's because they're extinct.
They're extinct.
They're extinct.
They've been extinct since like
not
prehistoric days, isn't it?
I don't think. I think they went extinct-ish, not within the 20th century.
Okay.
2024. I would say about the 20th century. As far as I remember. Now, if you do want to see the iconic dodo bird, if you have not heard of Dodo Airlines, it is a popular game on Animal Crossing.
Okay.
There you go. And the iconic dodo bird is from Dodo Airlines from Animal Crossing New Horizons, and you will get your dodo bird fixed.
Okay.
He is the airline pilot, and he will take you pretty much anywhere you need to go.
All right. Well, we are gonna go back to our camera, and we're gonna hit that time for the music break. And when we come back off that music break, because let me look real quick. I don't think we got any texts or phone calls. No, we didn't. So we didn't have a winner today. We had a winner the last couple of days, but we didn't have a winner today. So with that being said, you got the OBS. But everybody else, stay with us. Don't go away. We're going to go on our next music break. And when we come off that music break, we're going to be hitting the ugly truth.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the HTrain Show with guest DJ Moon.
How you doing?
Tee It Up for the Troops is a national nonprofit organization who uses the game of golf to help veterans as they transition from the battlefield to the home front. Our mission at Tee It Up for the Troops is to honor, remember, respect, and support all those who have served in the armed forces for the United States of America. Whether they've been injured or they're suffering from some of the invisible wounds of war, we want them to know that we stand ready to help them as they take that next step in life.
I have focused more after being on a golf course. I'm generally happier. And I owe it all actually to this organization. I really wouldn't be where I'm at physically and mentally and quite frankly emotionally if it hadn't been for meeting and getting to know people in this organization.
As these military men and women return to their communities, we want them to know that there are great organizations out there to help them make that transition. And with our many connections to veteran service organizations around the country, we can make a positive difference for America's veterans and our military families. Teed Up for the Troops looks to support our veterans and military families through 6 key areas of support: suicide prevention, PTSD and traumatic brain injury treatments, employment and career pathing, sports and golf rehabilitation, housing and homelessness, and family and caregiver support. With your help and our many connections to veteran service organizations across the country, we can make a positive difference in the lives of these American veterans.
Common Ground Golf Course looks like a postcard. The USGA thought so much of this championship layout, they made it the companion course for the 2012 U.S. Amateur. Last fall, Common Ground was the victim of Mother Nature and the floods that devastated Aurora. Today, it reopened to the public. One of the best deals in Colorado is back in play.
Just the fact that we're back out here and able to play the full course today is amazing.
Dave Troyer has a bounce in his step. He's the director of golf at Common Ground Golf Course. 8.5 months ago, you needed a boat to navigate some of its fairways.
For 3.5 weeks, we had 6 to 8 feet of water on half the golf course, and it was a devastating blow to everything that we built over the last 5 years here.
September's floods gave new meaning to the term water hazard.
Once it drained off, everything was dead. We had to go through the whole process of regrassing everything down there. You know, we resodded 5 greens, reseeded 6.5 fairways.
In the golf business, that's tough to swing.
Being closed, you know, the hard costs and the lost revenue over the time, it was over $1 million hit for us.
Golfers were forced to make do on a modified 9-hole layout. But there's good news. The grass is finally greener on the other side.
Going from water to brown, dead grass to what you see today in such a short time is amazing. Now that we're going to get some 80-degree weather, it'll just explode. And as you can see, it looks like it's in phenomenal condition already, so we're ready to go.
The comeback is nearly complete.
We're going to play winter rules on these for the first month, 6 weeks. We'll see what it takes. I would say it would be middle end of the summer before it matches the conditions of the rest of the course. Can't beat the tees and can't beat the greens, and you can always find a good lie in the fairway.
One of Common Ground's missions is to give a championship experience at an affordable price. If you're a golfer, you need to check it out. Thank you to Dave, Andy, and Arthur for letting
Project Sanctuary helps reconnect military families so our nation's heroes can finally come home. Find out how you can help at projectsanctuary.us.
Hands down, this has been the best week of my entire life.
This organization is absolutely fantastic.
I was just blown away.
Incredible time with awesome brothers.
I really had no idea how much this was going to do for me.
I'm happy. It's been just a blessing.
These last few days have been awesome, sharing my story and riding with people who still care.
What a great opportunity to be here with your brothers
and connect, talking to each other about shared experiences and getting able to sort of unload in a group of people that you're immediately comfortable with.
Some of our problems are all very much the same.
We're all in it together.
This program has just an amazing value.
It's really helped me look at myself as well as see others that are in the same situation that I've been in.
I think I finally recognized my worth.
I can't tell you, how meaningful I think the workshops, the camaraderie, and the discussions, and the writing that we've had have been for me. The bonding with the other guys has been just as good, if not better, than the riding.
It's like we've almost all known each other for a long time.
11, incredible dudes from all parts of the country, with similar experiences, similar backgrounds, similar affinity for motorcycles.
Learn more about each other and how to deal with the stresses of life.
The depth of that relationship is absolutely amazing to me.
These people now, they'll be brothers for the rest of my life.
This organization is extremely valuable.
We'll always have this, and I'll always be able to connect with these guys that kind of get what it is to be a veteran.
Taking home a lot of gratitude.
One of the best weeks of my entire life. I thank everybody for participating.
I just can't say thank you enough.
I think you've saved a lot of lives.
I enlisted, ready to serve, ready to defend, but my fight has just begun.
Help this hero win his fight. Visit hopeforthewarriors.org
My name is
today.
Kirk Bauer. I'm Executive Director of Disabled Sports USA. I was in the infantry, in the Delta region. It was an explosion. It flipped me over. I could tell I'd been hit bad. I spent 6 months in the hospital. Some veterans came to me. They had actually just begun an organization of disabled Vietnam vets and 10th Mountain Division World War II vets. When someone becomes disabled, the process of getting back into life, to regaining your confidence, to regaining your hope, to being a full participant in society is not an easy one. It's not a straight line. It's a struggle. It's a day-to-day struggle. I can't think of a better example than the young warrior that I went up Kilimanjaro with, Neil Duncan. He had been blown up in the highlands of Afghanistan. His 2 legs were off. He was breathing through a tube in his neck. You talk about a guy who's on the edge of death, who was just about finished. Neil Duncan was that man. When he finally got out of the hospital and we got him involved in sports, in his exuberance, Neil decided he was going to climb Kilimanjaro, and he just joined up with a group that didn't know anything about disabilities. They moved him too fast. He got up to 16,000 feet and couldn't make it any further. He was defeated. He had to come back. He said it was the hardest decision he ever made. He came to me and said, Kirk, I have failed and I can't live with myself. I know I can do the mountain, but we have to do it right. Will Disabled Sports USA help me?
Mind strong, body strong, try to find.
Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You are going to face situations where you're going to be disappointed or discouraged or defeated. Don't let that stop you. Pick yourself back up and go on. And Neil made it to the top.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the best station that plays today's hits and today's connections to help.
Hey everybody, it's HTrain here. Join us every Monday night on mbradio.us, where we talk to top nonprofits, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
But yeah, we're looking to have all those veteran companies or all those companies that want to support veterans open up those checkbooks, tell us about and make some donations, help us out. We're also looking to feature you on the show. We want to talk to you. So give us a call. We'd love to have you on the show.
Right. What we do is we interview top nonprofits that are more focused on the family and not so much on the checkbook. But if you can't get online, then that's okay, because our podcast comes on right after the show ends on Stitcher, iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, you name it, we're on it. So, and you don't want to miss a show because you never know what I'm going to say next.
Sometimes you don't even want to know.
So, listen to the HTrain show right here on MBR. giving our veterans a voice.
Hey, this is Reverend Gary Belk here with Rightly Dividing the Word of Truth. Are you into religion? Not me. Hopefully you're not either. I'm into truth. So what is truth? Well, it's not relative, it's absolute. Truth is information that it's the same for everybody, no matter where you live, no matter when you live. We're into truth. And if you want to join us, it's at like 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that would probably be like 5 a.m. here in the Mountain West. And so we would enjoy for you to join us and learn truth. So here's what, let me just share with you just a second. 7 worldviews. What worldview do you have? I'm a theist. God created. And all of the worldviews other than theism are self-defeating. So let's learn together as to why they're self-defeating and why theism is truth. Not into church doctrine, except if church doctrine is biblical. Join us this coming Sunday. MBR. All right, get that down. Write that down. Carve it into your skin if you need to. No, I'm just kidding. MBR Radio. God bless you. I look forward to talking with you in the future.
My name is Star Baxter, and I grew up in rural Nebraska. When I was 19, I joined the United States Marine Corps and served as a military police officer from 1997 to 2005. Yes, I deployed to Kuwait and Iraq, and I saw firsthand, like many others, the toils of true hate that comes with war. I often just shook my head in disbelief, unable to comprehend what was happening to me mentally.
When I came home, my mom came to visit me and insisted that I had changed and was different. Honestly, that just pissed me off more. But as time passed, I realized I had changed. The biggest realization came in March of 2005, when I took my then 5-year-old daughter to Disneyland for her birthday. We got our tickets at the gate and then entered the park. Main Street was packed. We made it about 100 feet into the park, and already 5 people had pushed or shoulder bumped us. I felt my blood pressure rising and wanted everyone to just back away. When I felt the squeeze of my hand and I looked down, my daughter looked up at me with a smile and said, "Mom, are you okay? Let's just go to the beach." I was divorced and in the middle of a custody battle. I wanted to go home to Nebraska to be with family to help me, but I was court ordered to stay in California or give up custody of my daughter, so I was forced to go through my pain alone. I self-isolated, I drank a lot, and when I did land a civilian job, I struggled with personal interactions and could not comprehend the seemingly laid-back laziness of people in general. In 2011, I was finally able to move to Colorado to be closer to family and my sister. With the help and encouragement of my sister, I started to get back to my roots of horses. It started simple, a ride here and there, helping her clean horses or helping muck stalls. Then I was asked to go to one of the shows and show a horse for our friend Brenda. She put me on a horse named Silky. Silky was patient and kind and guided me through that show. The following year, I married my now husband, Wade Davis, and we purchased 10 acres. I purchased a horse and started working with her to get back to showing myself. I discovered that with horses, I was able to go to events and be around groups of people. Being on top of a horse, no one would crowd around near you, and if someone did get too close for comfort, I'd just lie to them and say my horse kicks. They move really quick when you say that. Also, I was able to focus on my horse and not myself and my own anxieties about being around people. Slowly over the last 5 years, people have asked for my assistance and guidance to help them and their horses. I learned that I really enjoy helping those who want help and coaching. I push others to work hard and to be the best that they can be. My coaching is focused on the sport of extreme trail riding or obstacle challenges, and I often joke that it's called stupid human tricks with horses, but in reality it's a sport in which a very high level of trust and partnership needs to be in place in order to be competitive. A rider must trust that their horse will take care of them, and a horse needs to trust that the rider will not put them in a bad situation. It truly is about overcoming obstacles in life and in the arena. Photography was always a little hobby of mine, taking pictures I could essentially hide behind the camera and did not have to socialize with anyone. In 2018, at an obstacle challenge, I was just randomly taking pictures and I posted a few on Facebook. Those pictures got noticed, and with the help and encouragement of a few close friends, I agreed to take official pictures at an event, and to my disbelief, people actually paid me money for them. In the last 2 years, I have launched a website to advertise and promote my photography and offer horsemanship coaching. My goal and hope is that through my passions, horses, photography, and coaching, I can help others so they don't have to struggle alone like I did.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the best station that plays today's hits and today's connections to help our military transition to civilian life. Keep watching. Due to copyright laws, we cannot play via Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. If you'd like to listen to our music, feel free to download our MBR app. You can find the app at our website, which is www.mbrradio.com.
And you're listening to the HTrain Show.
Okay, and we are back. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You are listening to the HTrain Show. And we're just going to real quick recap of everything that we've done today, because I've had fun.
Yeah.
DJ Moon has had fun.
Always.
We did get a winner. It was at the last minute, talk about right at the buzzard. But we did get a winner. And the pickup line was, does the carpet match the drapes, or something like that.
So
but
classic.
Hey, he won, so he
Oh, yeah.
gets the hat, and he said he was home from leave, so I think it was a soldier. So
Yeah, I think so.
Chris T was a winner, and we want to tell Chris thank you for your service, and thank you for listening.
We need fanfare. That's what we need. We need, like, fanfare and applause.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you missed it, we had an interview with CDF, the upcoming festival that we're going to be doing, the first remote of the year for MBR. We talked about that a little bit, and then when we went to the What The segment, it was a continuous of the Freak Circus series that we've been doing, and today's spotlight was on Annie Jones, the bearded lady. And now we are at that moment. We are at the ugly truth, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, it's that time. It's the ugly truth.
Woot. And it gets ugly.
I don't think we should talk about the ugly truth.
Okay, so I'm kind of going to go on a rant here, and I don't know if there's going to be a lot of people that agree with me, but this is just my opinion. But the ugly truth was, last night I'm sitting on my couch, and they've got the 4th of July coming up. Everybody knows. but I don't know why, but it seems like 3 weeks before the 4th of July and then 3 weeks after the 4th of July, everybody's shooting off those fireworks. And I don't know if it's just me, but it seems to me that the fireworks are a lot louder this year than they were last year. And last year, I felt that they were a lot louder the year before. It's like they're, putting more gunpowder or something in those fireworks. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to tell the military guys like myself that have trouble with it. I'm not going to tell you guys, oh, well, you need to make a sign that says, hey, be courteous, blah, 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 because guess what? Nobody cares. I mean, that's point blank. They say that they care, but nobody cares, okay? If I take my service dog into a shopping center and it deliberately says on the patch, do not pet, and people pet, guess what? Nobody cares. People are going to pet the dog no matter what.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling my military brothers and sisters, instead of getting pissed off, think of ways to combat the adaptiveness. So here's some ideas, okay? One idea that I have learned in the past is you can buy these noise-canceling Bose headphones.
You can, yep.
Okay? You can buy those, and you can, some of them are like Bluetooth, so you can hook that into like a Roku and listen to a movie while you have these headphones and stuff on. The only bad thing is it's just good for you. It can't watch it with your wife or significant other.
Exactly.
Because I don't know too many headphones that have dual Bluetooth.
Maybe not dual Bluetooth, but you can have somebody, like one person, use the aux cable, so that way they can at least hook it into an external speaker, so that way you're on headphones, and then she would be on wired
That's
in.
true. That's very true. Good point. So that's one idea. Another idea is our producer, Amanda Opdyke. She works for the park department, and she sent me some information. But the bad thing about it is July 4th, everybody goes camping during that weekend. But in my case, it's not really a want, it's kind of a need thing. But going camping, go to somebody's house that is like way out in the country. That's one way to combat it. Another way to combat it is going to like your airport, which I think that would kind of be costly,
It would.
parking and stuff.
Yeah.
But
just for fireworks.
if you have an airport that there's stuff, like eat at a restaurant or stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, there's
that's free
tons.
parking. You could totally do that. Schedule some time with your friends. Hey, check this out. I'm having this July 4th, firework party. Let's hang together, and you can sit there and drink a beer with your friends and have kind of a little party or whatnot. I don't know how much that would work right now because of the whole virus thing, but it's an option. It's a way. Okay.
Things are easing, but there's still that the whole social distancing kind of thing that we still got to be conscious of, to be honest. But
right.
There's lots of ways around it. But when does it go to the point where you're going out of your way too much? There is that too.
Yep.
But it's not just veterans as well. PTSD comes in so many different forms. I used to be terrified of thunder. I still am.
Yeah.
And
well, my dogs are terrified of thunder.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I got that English bulldog. It just goes. He's like, shaking and stuff because of the fireworks. But
so you can imagine.
Right, but the ugly truth here is, veterans, my military brothers and sisters, you call the police, but they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do anything. Okay, we have got to quit belly aching and just work on ways to adapt it. For my friends that are like amputees, they don't get up in the morning and and gripe about having to put their leg on. They just do it. They shut up. They suck it up and drive on. Well, that's what us military guys got to do. We got to shut up, suck it up, and drive on. You know, it's not their issue. Okay, we fought. We went over there. We got hurt and stuff. Why did we do it? It's so that they could live their lives. Well, they can't live their lives if we're sitting here constantly complaining and tell them, "Hey, be courteous. I have an issue with fireworks." No, because that's totally not what we signed up for. We got to figure it out. We got to adapt it. Another good place to do for July 4th, I talked to the guy from Hawkins, a theater that's close to me.
Oh yeah.
I had it set up. I didn't do it this year. I don't know if he'll. I don't know if he'll do it this year because it's new management. But what I used to do was I used to go to a movie theater.
Oh, that's a really good idea because I mean you have that sound deprivation.
And when I did was I paid my admission, and then he's like, okay, look, just pay your admission, go to all the movies that you want, but you can't leave the theater.
Fair.
You know, once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
You know. So when he said that, I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's kind of cool. You know, he's not saying I have to pay for all these movies,
which is great.
Right. But I pay, you know, the $14 or whatever, get in, you know, I can eat, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you wanted dinner or something, you can like Uber Eats or something like that, but you're still there at the theater. But, you know, July 4th, it's a tough time for all military guys. It's a tough time for all of us veterans. But the key thing is to adapt and figure it out and quit being a whiny baby.
Yeah, I agree with that for the most part. I mean, there is certain people that take the whole firework, sparkler, firecracker thing way too far just in their general lives, you know. You know, it just like my neighbor yesterday basically kept shooting off these firecrackers, and they were starting to roll onto the street, and when they start rolling onto my dry grass and catches fire, they're gonna know it.
Right.
You know, but they do that every single year, and it's just getting louder and louder and louder. Like you said, I mean, at what point do you say something?
Well, that's just it. You can say something, but it's not going to do anything.
Yeah, and that's the problem too. Like, you don't want to take it into your own hands, but at the same
time, you can call it. For instance, like we had somebody outside our house shooting off firecrackers, and the residue from the firecracker it hit my wife's car. Yeah. Now, my wife was a little upset, and I had called the police and told them, "Hey, look, you know, I'm just letting you know, cars are getting damaged because my wife's car just got hit." The police didn't even come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not cool.
Especially during this time right now, where like the police are like magnifying. Okay, they're not gonna come out. That's just how it is. They're not gonna come out.
Yeah, that's true. They're like, you know what? They can handle that on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to bed, kind of thing.
Pretty much, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of sad that when the police don't come out where they used to before. You know what I mean? It's almost like the police now are afraid to go out for the fact of the stigma. I
don't blame them.
I don't either. I don't either.
I'm not saying that I'm against them, and I'm not saying that I'm for them. I'm neutral, but I know that if I was held, if a magnifying glass was on me like that,
oh yeah,
I would not go unless I needed to go. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, if it's a dire emergency where somebody is basically holding themselves up with firearms, and yeah, okay, maybe like threatening to, you know,
if there's a robbery.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I can definitely see what everyone is just under so much scrutiny, and I think some of it is related to the pandemic. We're getting so antsy just to get back to normal life, and it's just because we're stuck in our homes.
Yep.
We can't get away. We can't go anywhere. You know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I look out my front door. I'm like, I remember that place. I remember my backyard. It was lovely once.
Right.
You know.
Now, hey, look, I'll admit, I did the sign thing. You know, I used to gripe. I used to complain. There's a lot of things that I used to do, but you know, I've grown up and I've learned that, life is what you make it, and you can sit there all day and complain, or you can do something about it. And that's when I chose to do something about it.
Exactly.
You know?
And that just gives you the opportunity to go out into some remote area that you wanted to get
Yep.
to and go on vacation.
Exactly.
There you go. Win-win.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. You got that. And it is that time. It is tribute to the... Well, let me... Yeah, there you go. Tribute to the troops.
Tribute to Troops, sponsored by High Style and XP, custom quality furnishings and gifts with attitude.
This is an MBR moment of heroism.
Sir, I don't know how to tell this story.
Well, you got to, Joe. You tell the American people what these men did here. You tell them how my troopers died.
General Benjamin Oliver Davis Jr. was the son of General Benjamin Oliver Davis Sr., who was the first African-American officer in the regular Army and the U.S. Armed Forces. After high school, General Davis went to the University of Chicago and then went to West Point in 1932. He graduated 35th out of 276 in his class. He was commissioned as a second lieutenant, following in the footsteps of his father. General Davis went on to the Army Infantry and then to Tuskegee Institute to teach military tactics. He was a commander of the 99th and 332nd Fighter Group, which escorted bombers on air combat missions in Europe during World War II. His military career was from 1936 until 1970. He served in World War II, Korean and Vietnam War, and retired at the rank of Lieutenant General. He was later awarded the rank of 4-star General. After retiring from the Army, General Davis worked for the Department of Transportation and helped develop airport security and highway safety. The reason why we have 55-mile-an-hour speed limit signs and rules. On July the 4th, 2002, General Davis passed away at the Walter Reed Hospital due to complications of Alzheimer's. He was predeceased by his wife, Agatha Scott. On behalf of MBR and everyone here at the HTrain show, our hearts and prayers go out to the family. And as always, we thank you, General Benjamin Oliver Davis Jr., for your service and sacrifice. General Benjamin Oliver Davis Jr., end of watch, July 4th, 2002.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. That was Chris East doing the tribute, and Amanda Updike finding the research on that. And I will say next week we'll be doing a tribute to my uncle who just passed away recently, and he's a Marine. If you have a loved one that was in the military and they passed away, and you'd like us to do a tribute to them, please write us on Facebook or email us the information at manager@mbradio.us. That's Mike Bravo Radio.us, and we will do our tribute on the show and personally for them, for you and your family. So with that being said, we are going to go on our final music break, and when we come back, we'll be hitting the 2-minute warning. So whatever you do, stay with us. Don't go away. It's almost time for the show to wrap up. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the HTrain Show.
Military Broadcast Radio Network. My name is Dominic Lawson, and I am the host of The Startup Life, the show for entrepreneurs and career-minded professionals. And we are so glad and so eager to bring The Startup Life to the Military Broadcast Radio Network. Now, you may be wondering, who the hell am I? What the hell is The Startup Life? I'm glad you asked. So, first me. I'm an Army vet for 5 years, and while I was in the service, I had all these ideas for starting a company and stuff like that, but I wasn't sure what to do about that. So when I got out of the service, I was like, you know what, maybe I'm not ready just yet. But so I went back to work. The thing is about when you have that entrepreneurial mindset, those ideas just never go away. So I talked to my wife, and coming to find out, she had the same idea about starting a company. So we talked about it, and we started a company. We started Owls LLC, an education consulting firm where we write curriculum and do professional development with teachers, school districts, nonprofits, and things of that nature. And then from there, I started noticing all of these different business philosophies, the way a school has its business model, another business have their business model, and I started writing this blog. And the thing is about that blog is that, it was taking a lot of time. So my wife, being the smarter half of us, said, you know what, you should start a podcast. So in November 1st of 2016, that's exactly what we did. We started The Startup Life. And so that was 3.5 years ago. And now we've grown the show to over 160 episodes. Now, what you get from The Startup Life is we bring in the best business minds from around the world. We're talking Mark Randolph, the co-founder and first CEO of Netflix. We're talking about Tom Golisano, the founder and chairman of Paychex. We're even talking about the chairman of JetBlue Airways and Stanford business professor, Joel Peterson. And so we bring all of these great business minds and we bring them to you, MBR. So that way you can scale your entrepreneurial mindset. You can scale your leadership acumen, whether you're still in the service or you're about to become a veteran and start that path of civilian life. So if you're ready to upgrade your entrepreneurial mindset and you're ready to just totally level up, join me every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. Let's go.
Man, we're stuck. The coronavirus is really taking a huge toll on everyone, especially people with disabilities.
When I found out about the Paralympics being postponed until 2021, I felt devastated right away. But CAF has really helped.
I was so excited to hear from the Challenge Athletes Foundation that I received a grant for some training, which is going to be so helpful once I'm able to get active and back at the barn.
This grant was truly a ray of sunshine in an otherwise dark time.
I'm smiling because I received my first CAF grant to travel all over the world.
I would just like to take a moment and thank the Challenge Athletes Foundation and their donors for me to get a new basketball wheelchair.
They're giving everybody that I care about and I know hope.
I'm so excited to get running legs.
mic off. All right, and we are back. You're listening to the show that highlights all the nonprofit programs out there beyond the VA. You're listening to the HTrain show, and, you know, I think you have done really good tonight, DJ
I appreciate
Moon.
it. I appreciate
Wow, I'm like really impressed.
I retain info pretty well.
I'm telling you, you know, if Rob was here, he'd be like, "Woo, look at you."
Yeah, no, I got a good mentor.
This is the first time that I didn't have to do OBS and this. I just did this, and then you did that, and
boom, boom, boom.
It's kind of
refreshing.
Well, no, it's kind of, you know, it's repetition.
Oh yeah, it is. It's repetitious, but just to kind of get the dynamics of the show, the layout, and when everything comes in. Once I got that down, it's good.
Right.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, you know, I just wanted to say thanks for sitting in for Rob. I haven't got confirmation yet from him, but I'm pretty sure that you're going to be sitting in for him Monday.
Yeah.
DJ Moon is kind of going to be like our substitute teacher.
Yeah, I think so.
So after, you know, Rob gets back, say if I want to go on a little bit of a vacation or whatever, then DJ Moon will take my place, and you'll pretty much be the host, or Rob, you guys might have to fight. I don't know.
Well, can we change the name to like CNC Music Factory? Crusty Canadian Mr. Clean, if you're listening, you know.
That's too funny.
We're gonna take over your show eventually, for like pirate radio. It's happening.
Well, you know, it's funny because I caught your bit when you did your show the other night, Friday, and he was talking about how, you know, you didn't know which FM channel, like where exactly the tower was, and
I had no clue.
And I kind of explained it to you that the FM channel in Social Justice, 89.1 San Diego, they just cover the HTrain show, but we have a tower here in Aurora, Colorado. It's very, very limited.
But it works.
But it works, and your show's on that too. But I mean, it's very, very limited because after like 2 miles or something, you have to pay royalties, and we're a nonprofit.
Yeah.
We don't play commercials on our radio server, so that should tell you something right there.
Exactly. My thing is, this is my tagline when I say, you know, listen to me on 89.1 FM and DIA. When I say DIA, if you're in the Denver International Airport waiting for a plane, waiting for your friends, tune me in. You know, I have actually a couple of my friends that live in the perimeter, and they tune me in all the time when they're at work. So,
awesome.
So, yeah, it works.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. I don't know why I have a thing on there when I can just hit this.
You know?
It is the 2-minute warning.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in.
It's the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. What we learned today.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Sponsored by Common Ground Golf Course in Colorado. A place for all and all the game teaches.
You know what we need to do? One of these shows, me and you need to have kind of like a limp sync battle.
Well, I think you win. You know. I'm watching you. You just got this down. I'm like,
we need to do that. Have you ever that app TikTok? Have you ever went on there and seen people like
doing weird things?
I tried that. I can't figure it out.
It's an app. I mean, you just basically have the camera on you. It's like a 30-second. It's almost like, do you remember Vine?
Yes.
It's almost like it's a better Vine. And it's strange.
I can't figure it out. One of these days you're gonna have to show me how.
I have no idea. But
oh, you have no idea either.
I know. I'm just as old as you are. Actually, I'm older than you.
So it's time for us to get out of here. What did you learn today?
I learned how to be a co-host properly. That's what I learned.
Well, you know, the biggest thing that I learned is that, you know, some of the I forget the word you called it.
Barnum Bailey circus.
Yeah, the tribe that is in Canada.
Oh yeah, the Aboriginal tribes, Native Canadians, we put a curse on the fair. Apparently, way back when.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
There you go. Nobody does.
But that is it for everybody. That's it for the show. In fact, I tell you what, that's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight. And remember, we're not here for... Remember, we're here for you, not for us, giving our veterans a voice.
See you guys next week.